folks. Boy, do my peoples have a show for you coming up Monday night, July the 3rd, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Let me tell you just a little bit about this channel that's our guest. They've got over 64,000 subscribers with over 13 million views. They've got almost 1,400 videos uploaded for you to watch. That might take you a day or two. They started their channel July 19th, 2011, which means in a couple weeks they got a 6-year anniversary. That makes them absolute veterans of YouTube. From the state of Idaho, we welcome Julie from DirtPatcHeaven. Watch and interact as Daryl engages Julie with such topics as making a living on YouTube, recycling and repurposing materials, how to avoid spending money, and Sherry's going to quiz her about cooking from scratch, food allergy cooking, food storage, and we have a whole list of possible topics that could be discussed and talked about. And just in, we've been told that John, aka Mr. Dirt, is going to be able to join us as well. You won't want to miss it, but if you do, you can always catch the replay. And remember, your chat stays with the stream from Two Family Homestead. So Monday night, July 3rd, the stream will start at 8:57, short promo. The actual video starts at 9 o'clock. We'll see you there. And don't forget to subscribe so you're notified every time we bring you something new. Next week, we'll have Living on a Dime. Take care. And have a wonderful, safe holiday weekend. You're on.
I'm on.
You're on.
I'm live. Hi,
You're
folks. I'm live. July 4th evening holiday.
Well, it's July the 3rd.
It's July 3rd, but July 4th is tomorrow. July 4th Eve.
July 4th Eve. Okay.
Would that be
That'll
correct?
work.
I don't know. What do I know? Going to have a great show tonight. We have DirtPatcHeaven here. We don't know if we're going to have hubby along with her. We'll find out shortly. Get your questions ready. I know I have a few. Get your trivia hats on because we have 2 doozies tonight. So you do have a $2 bill available, correct? Did we print some up today?
We may have to go back to the press and get some.
I know, I've been having problems with that printer.
We can. We'll send them out. Oh, did you see that? One of our winners made a little video showing the $2 bill.
I saw that.
They got in the mail, so
that
was pretty neat.
That was cute. I like that. About ready to bring on our guest?
Well, we can do that.
Bring her out from behind the curtains?
She's in the green room.
The green room. Cool. Isn't that the room that you can do whatever you want because of that color or something?
Here, let's just bring her out.
Woohoo!
And there you are, folks. She is live, full screen on the show.
Tiny house late at night with a lantern on the floor. We'll see how well it goes, right?
So what time is it? Are you an hour behind us? Is it like 8 o'clock there?
It's 7 here. Just turned
it's 7. So you got 2 hours. Okay.
We are.
Okay.
See if I can figure out how to do this and not blow my ears out. I kind of wanted to see technology.
Oh.
And poof, there she went. Well, she's still on your screen.
No.
Nope, I don't have her. She was connected by a extension cord on her computer, so hopefully we'll get her back here. Yeah, Coco picnic basket. That's right. Boo boo. Yeah. Oi, that was a beep. Yeah, technology, you got that right. Mm-hmm. Come a long way to do this, haven't we? Pickled ham, actually, you can get them at any bank. I go up to our bank right up the street and I give them the amount of like a $10 bill and they give me my $2 back. And they always give me nice crisp ones, so they look like they're, you know, just made.
I hear you.
It's a blonde thing, Grizz.
Wonders of the
Yeah, technical era.
technical issues. How about that? So, she's.
Nope. No problem, folks. If you have questions, put them in caps so I can spot them very easily, or comments, and we will feed them through and she can answer them.
Okay, let's get her back on here. There we go. Okay, you are on the screen, and you're sitting beside Sherry, and I'll just let you two
There she is.
start off with maybe some discussion on scratch food cooking.
Scratch food? Like poison ivy stuff or stuff made from scratch? Whatever, right?
Whatever.
I know you do a lot of cooking from scratch. What is your family's favorite meal? Favorite dish? We'll have to get some recipes for these, and I can post them in the description. That sounds pretty good.
Have you made some videos on making your waffles and stuff like that?
Okay, they can hear Julie.
Okay, we're still running up against a couple technical issues here, so I hate to do this, but if you could repeat what you said about. You've had a trial run when the call dropped. I shut everything down here, and in getting things started back up, I didn't get your volume turned up.
Oh, I love it.
So I apologize, but now you've had a dry run.
I know, right? Now I'll get it right the first time, or the first time, the second time.
Well,
so
go ahead.
So, favorite meal is our paleo waffle recipe. It's better than the real thing. It's better than a grain waffle. And we did do a video about it while we were in Florida. We were with Just So Trish. That was the channel we were staying with. I think I held an index card up to the camera. Most of the rest of the video was about Florida, but I did hold up an index card. I need to do a proper video on it though, because they're fantastic.
what was it? Hold on here. Weekend homestead. In a pinch, what is a quick, fast meal for the family?
Is that like a conventional family or one that has dietary restrictions? For us, I guess, what is a fast one? I like to have pressure cooked potatoes. We use a pressure cooker because we don't have an oven right now, and then I let them cool overnight, and in the morning, or if we need snacks during the day, I'll slice the potato in half, put a piece of cheese on it, and it's a complete meal, piece of cheese and a sliced potato with maybe some salt on it.
Cool. Doesn't sound bad to me.
Yeah, it's good.
Do your girls have allergies?
My girls and myself, they inherited them from me, unfortunately. We have celiac, but not just celiac. We actually we don't do well with any grains. Okay. And so any flours that we use have to be like coconut flour, almond flour, root starches, mung bean starches. We found a lot of replacements. So we actually eat pretty normally, but those replacements tend to be quite expensive.
And just so you know, Julie, Wanda has joined the chat, so she's in the stream with us here.
Yes, Crazy Days is here.
So
yes.
Yay!
Yes.
I wish I could actually see the chat, but I am concerned that if I try to switch over and watch that window too, that I will lose everything.
I understand. No problem. What kind of food storage do you use? I mean, regular plastic containers? Do you use that beeswax to wrap, cover things with?
We do a little bit of everything. We do some canning. I really like to do dehydration because then you don't have to store water. It takes a lot less space. You can just rehydrate things. We do some canned goods. My preference is to have things in 5-gallon buckets and do a lot of dry goods. Again, because you're not purchasing water. We do a lot of beans. We keep a little bit of rice around. The girls don't do well with it often, but we do keep some. We keep salt. We keep lard. Most of our animal fats come from animals on our farm. We don't do shortening or things like that. We try to keep everything really clean. We don't do any like trans fats or anything like that.
So you've incorporated Danny's dehydrated water then.
That was the most brilliant idea I think I've ever seen.
Did you see it that night?
Genius. I don't remember who came up with that one. We were brainstorming that night, and I don't remember if we were talking about the wood stove and making soup on the wood stove or what it was, but all of a sudden it was like ding, and we all looked at each other like we're like, that would be brilliant. And it was hilarious. What they did with it was absolutely hilarious. I think we were there when they made the video. We were like laughing in the background, weren't we?
I'm not sure, but it was for April 1st.
Wanda,
so we weren't there. We weren't there.
You weren't there? Yeah.
No, but we were there when we thought of it.
There were people in the live chat that thought and I forget who it was. She said her husband was sitting there with her watching it, and he believed that we could. It's amazing what we can do with computers these days. Yeah, that
we actually transported it through the monitor. It was wonderful.
Isn't that fantastic? I love them. They have the most. For anybody who doesn't know, Deep South Homestead, Danny, Wanda, they are an amazing channel. They are so brilliant and hilarious and just incredibly kind people. They're some of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah,
we stayed with them for a long time.
That's and we just met them in May and.
In person.
Person? Yes.
Or on the
No,
how was that?
They were at the Crossville, Tennessee, the Appalachia conference.
Right.
So we met Deep South Homestead, Tommy and Patty, Aldermans, the Pratts.
Scratch Made Homestead.
Scratch Made Homestead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was and the fellow that does all the great video work.
Empty Hammock.
Yes, he was there.
Hammock.
He was there.
Yeah,
Jay Null Zero was there.
Jay Null was there.
He's a fellow.
Wow.
He's a fellow Ohioan.
Yeah.
So it was a great time, and
Yes.
we're going to head to Virginia here in October.
Oh, who are you going to see?
The Homestead conference.
Oh, okay. I have a friend who's thinking about speaking at that, but they still have it in the works. It'd be fun if he can make it. It's too bad that we don't have anything like that over here. I think we have the Mother Earth news thing that Wrangler Star goes to a lot, but it's further. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think we have anything like that. We are big into prepping in the states around me, but not real big into homesteading. We're still very heavily conventional agriculture. So.
Yeah, Coco Noel on here wanted to let you know that we impersonated Wanda and Danny the first night we were in Crossville when we all went out for dinner.
Oh, really?
We all went to Cracker Barrel.
Uh-huh.
And Danny, I think it was, and Wanda, correct me, Danny told Wanda, now's your chance to, get your camera and video everybody because there was quite a few people there. So she was going around, and who are you? And they were saying, and we were sitting across from Tommy and Patty. And who are you? We're Tommy and Patty, we're Alderman Farms. Then she put the camera on us and said, and who are you? And not even 2 minutes before she came over, Daryl says, you're Wanda and I'm Daryl. I go, what? What? Let's just go with it. So she says, and who are you? And I go, I'm Wanda. And Daryl says, and I'm Danny. And we're at Deep South Homestead. She almost dropped the phone.
Oh, what a fun group of people to be with. I saw a little bit of that video that they put up that it was just like the whole gang and that kind of community, that it takes a certain kind of person to grab that many wonderful people and be loved by so many people. And I really felt that in that video, that it was just a really warm gathering of like-minded, really kind people.
Right.
And it was fun to watch.
They're all down to earth. And it's like, going home from that, you have friends for the rest of your life, whether you only see them on the computer or if you see them again. It was just, and Patera has the energy more so 10 times over of the Energizer Bunny.
Yes.
Oh,
every time I see a video with her.
Oh, yeah. She's like a fly, just,
She's
you see a blur. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She sure is.
I think she's amazing.
Did she get the money in the exchange to cash?
What?
That weekend homestead, was that for somebody else, or was that, I'm not sure who that was for.
She's just reading one of the comments here.
Oh.
Brooklyn girl in Caribbean. Yes, I don't think we've had you here. I mean, I've seen you on other chats and that, but finally made it here from Puerto Rico. Isn't that where you are, if I'm not mistaken? So let's see. Haven't seen any other questions. Daryl? I sort of hit up my 3.
You did?
Yeah. I wanted to find out cooking from scratch, which a lot of people don't. I mean, it's sad, but the now generation.
I get 2 of them here.
Yeah. That's what we had last week. The now generation, I don't think they know what scratch made is. It's either drive through fast food or, have something in a box.
Well, Julie, I've got a couple questions for you. You said that you were comfortable in talking about how to make money on YouTube, make a living.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm gonna let you just kind of expound on that a little bit. I know that's somewhat of a hot topipic. People.
Do you want me to just start from the beginning, or do you have specific questions? Or
no? Why don't you start from the beginning?
Whoa.
Well, with an abbreviated version.
I think that YouTube is a fantastic tool for those who have great skills, great intellect, who have unusual skills. If you're on a homestead, like Paul Wheaton, I absolutely adore Paul Wheaton. He's one of the people that, with his podcast and bringing authors together and that kind of thing, he really disseminated a lot of information out across the web. And one of his big pushes is he says that a lot of people go out and they want to homestead, but they get out into these remote areas and find that there's nowhere to work. And so they're working long days on the homestead, and then they're working long days at a job that they have to commute to, and it becomes such a burden that they stop homesteading. And so he was the one that kind of put the bug in my ear about residual income, and what residual income is just making something once and then getting paid for it for the rest of your life. And I think that homesteading is a fantastic place to put that into practice, because you're always doing something new. You have your seasons that change. You have so many different skills that you have to, if you're not proficient at them, at least you need to understand them, and you know, you use them seasonally. And so I think in normal civilized life, you would constantly have to be entertaining people, purchasing things, spending a lot of money to create interesting YouTube videos, whereas on a homestead, just what you do every day is very interesting and very informative. There's so much in it. Is there any particular question about like how it functions or how you do it? Or, I mean, it's a pretty broad topic.
Well, it is a broad topic, but you're also one of the few people I know that you've actually made a living from YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start. I know that I've had a lot of people ask me that question, and particularly in the live shows, people come on and ask, and they'd be like, "Can we do collaborations?" or "How do you do this? How do you do that?" And at one point, I had put up a Kickstarter project, because I'm like, you know, I could put all this information into a video. People could pay $20. They would have all the information. They would have all the information that I have, and I could give it to them. But what it turned out was that a lot of people didn't understand how much work is involved, and I don't really know how to put it, except that it's a whole separate job. It is a full-time job doing a YouTube channel, because you have the filming, you have the editing, you have the thumbnails, you have the marketing, and it is something that you have to educate yourself in, or you have to kind of hire somebody else to educate you in it. It's kind of like a school of hard knocks. You either educate yourself or you pay somebody else to educate you in a shorter amount of time. And I don't know how else to succeed.
And for the majority of people, it's not a substantial amount of money.
For what?
For that you actually make on YouTube.
It depends on how stubborn you are. You look, like, for instance, you look at Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead. What they're doing is very, very genuine. They are really living that lifestyle, and that shows through in their videos. And so they can go out and plant strawberries and make money doing it. And they did that. I think they went from like 0 subscribers to 18,000 subscribers in like a year. Mm-hmm. I think is what it was.
Yeah.
I gave them their first shout out like now it's more than a year, because they're over that number now. But was it a year to get to 12,000 subscribers? But anyway, they're making money doing it, and because of the lifestyle that they live, because they're so frugal, it's enough money. Yet I don't make as much money as somebody who has millions of views every time you put up a video. But because I live a frugal lifestyle, I make as much money as my husband did when he was working full time at his career. Because back then he didn't have a high paying job then either, and it was just our reality that allowed us to live on that much. Now, as a YouTuber, if I wanted to instead but I'd rather be gardening. If that.
Okay, you're
fading in and out.
Your audio is going away here.
Okay. And I hear a lot of fuzz in the background.
Let me go turn off the air conditioner. That could be what she hears.
Yeah, we have an air conditioner not too far from us here that's running.
Us old fat people need it.
Much better.
Okay.
I guess with YouTube, what it really comes down to is that it's always going to be a very, very competitive business place. There's always going to be somebody coming up and doing a better job at what you do. And for me, I think instead of being in the rat race and deciding that I want to be at the top of my game, instead I'm willing to be at the point where I can still garden. I want to be making enough money to take care of my family, but I don't want to be looking at YouTube as like the end goal is that I'll have X number of subscribers or X number of views. Instead, it's like, we have what we need, and I still have time to go garden whenever I want to be with my kids when I want to. And that's the goal for me, not necessarily making a huge amount of money with it. Although it is possible. There are people out there in the homestead community who do make a lot of money with it because they're better at marketing than I am.
Okay. We did have a question, but I think some others in the chat have answered it. They wanted to know if it was views or subscribers, and obviously it's views is what pays the bills.
Yeah,
it's views. And you never really want to go to YouTube as the end thing. It's much better like Rain Country. If you guys have seen Rain Country, Heidi over at Rain Country, she makes these absolutely beautiful skirts, these incredibly beautiful skirts and other products. And she can talk about her skirts on her YouTube channel, and she makes more money by making the skirts than she does from the views that she has on her channel. And that is a much better business platform than relying on the views, because the views are unpredictable.
Sure.
When you make a certain video and it goes viral, then you really get paid really well, but it's not always predictable that you'll have viral videos. So it's much better to have something else that you can market through your channel.
Well, you put out a video not all that long ago that is over 1 million views now.
Uh-huh.
So tell me, why does that video have over 1 million views and the ones you made last week do not?
One part is timing. My videos are strongly how-to and very, very searchable. And so my videos have a tendency to grow very slowly, and then suddenly they'll just take off. You'll notice that about a lot of my videos is that they'll just creep along and have a couple thousand views here and a couple thousand views there. And then suddenly they'll jump to 300,000 views. The reason is because of the tags that I put in. And if I want it to grow really, really fast, it needs to have a really good thumbnail. And the thumbnail that I used on that particular video, I changed 2 or 3 times because I knew that it was a good video. And I knew that the picture that I had put on it could be better. And so I kept changing the picture until the picture really spoke to what I was talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Do you just do YouTube, or do you have Twitter and Instagram and Steemit and VidMe and all those other newbies that a lot of people are going to?
I really love Instagram because it's so much easier to take a picture than it is to make a video. So I love Instagram. I haven't been on it a lot lately. I need to, for me, creation depends very heavily on whether or not I'm happy in the situation I'm in and whether I'm inspired by my surroundings. And in working with the little house and not having it pretty yet, I haven't really felt like taking a lot of pictures with it. But I am on Instagram. I highly recommend being on Instagram. I do have a Facebook page. I don't do a lot with the Facebook page because I don't like Facebook. So I do a lot of YouTube. I do a lot of Pinterest. If I have a how-to video, I will pin it on Pinterest. It's a great way to get out a how-to video is on Pinterest. And I'm not on Twitter. I don't like Twitter, and I'm not on it. And what else am I not on? I have watched Steemit. I've seen, again, Heidi from Rain Country.
Right.
She's on Steemit, and
yes.
Her posts are beautiful. She's done such a good job. She just boggles my mind. I haven't been on Steemit because I haven't figured out the monetary side of it. It looks to me like it is a little squirrely on the monetizing side, and I can't afford to take my time away from YouTube where I do get paid and spend as much time as I know Heidi is spending, because she does a beautiful job. I see that she spends a lot of time on it and gets her pictures just right, and I don't feel like I have time to invest in that right now when I have a paycheck in the YouTube.
Yeah, well, Instagram is not a paying platform.
Well, it can be. What it really is if you've seen Road to the Farm, Melanie over at Road to the Farm, she makes most of her money from recipes. And so what she'll do is she'll take pictures of her recipes when she makes them, and she'll say the link below, and it takes you to her Etsy store where she sells her recipes.
Okay, so she's using it as a vehicle to get traffic.
Yes.
To get people, but the actual platform itself is not a money platform.
It is not a moneyed platform. It is the simplest platform that I know of. And it is a little difficult because you're only allowed to put one link in, and you can't put it in the description. It has to be, you only have the one link, and it's actually in your profile page. So it's a little tricky to use it. But for people who have digital goods that they want to sell, or sewing or knitting or other beautiful handcrafted things, Instagram is the place to be. And again, she makes a lot of sales from just putting up a pretty picture of cupcakes.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, you know, I can remember seeing you in a lot of videos where you've been, forgive me, I'm stumbling here, spinning yarn, or...
I used to, yes, which it boggles my mind that I was known as the girl that spins to a lot of people. And I was like, I didn't do that much spinning. It's not my favorite thing, but it turns out in wintertime, most of my videos were of me spinning because it was warm inside, and I would be doing that when I would take videos. And instead of having my fingers be cold out doing chores with the animals, I would show my spinning videos. I do spin. I love to spin, but I spend a very, very small amount of time with textiles. I use it as my winter job, I guess is the best way to say that.
Okay, well let's talk about animals for a second. You what do you have? What do you take care of?
Currently we have no. I'm sorry, I have a small child here trying to communicate house notes to me.
Absolutely, she's fine.
We have 3 goats that we're milking right now, and between the two families, us and the renters, we have more. Honey, I need you to go out to your tent. Okay, I love you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We have 3 milk goats, and between the two families, we cannot keep up with the milk. We are wishing we had a pig to share, and we are wishing we had more poultry so we could put the whey on it. So there's chickens, there's quite a few meat rabbits, there's the goats right now. Previously we had the ducks and the guinea fowl and the geese and the pigs and the quail and all that. But our cute little renter has 6 kids, and she's about to have her 7th. And so we're trying to keep the livestock manageable for her when I'm gone. And so that's how many we currently have.
Okay. And you're on 1.5 acres, 2 acres?
1.5 acres.
1.5 acres, yeah.
Willow Creek Homestead just said they'll come help share the milk.
Hey, Willow Creek. Well, we're actually selling 2 of the goats because it really is just more than we can keep up with. She's storing it in plastic bags in the fridge to make soap with and cheese with later. And we're still making it into yogurt, and we're still making it into cheese, and we're still drinking it, and there's still too much. So we're actually going to be selling 2 of the goats. I think it'll make it easier for her, just because we won't be here. I don't know how she would keep up with, because we get 3 gallons of milk a day between 3 goats.
That's pretty good.
So,
I didn't realize they gave that much milk.
Well, those are actually some lean goats. Usually my goats will give 1.5 gallons a day each. Wow. 2 of these goats are at the tail end of their lactation, and the other 2 are new milkers. And so we've got the old girls and the young girls instead of the middle girls that give more milk. But they'll be up to more, but on their next lactation. So.
Okay.
We had some questions as far as items if you make clarified butter.
Ghee?
Yes, I suppose. Yeah, they just said clarified butter. So yes, I'm assuming so.
I have done. Usually our favorite cooking fat is duck and goose fat. And so when we have ducks that we roast, we pour the grease off and store it in the fridge, and it solidifies. That is our favorite sauteing and savory cooking fat. We don't actually use very much butter. Oh, that wind just came up. I hope Paige doesn't float away in her tent.
That wind or rain?
Wind.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
That was a big. We had so we used a lot of duck fat, and then we used some lard. We had our own lard from our own pigs, and we made butter, but because we don't eat a lot of bread, because we're paleo, usually we just did other things with the milk. Have I made ghee? Yes. Is it our preferred cooking fat? It's not, just because we had such an abundance of the duck fat that was so nice.
And before I ask you the next one, Wanda wanted me to, let me go up and say that she loves seeing, and I don't know your daughter's name there.
Kaya.
Kaya, okay. And Wanda enjoyed seeing her there on the screen.
Oh, good. Oh, you can't hear Kenya. Wanda says hi. Hi, Wanda. I forget that I have my earphones in and she can't hear a thing.
Last week, our granddaughter was with us.
So what happened last week?
We had our 7-year-old granddaughter here for the week, so I had to share one of my earphones with her because she was sitting next to me.
Oh, we could do that, couldn't we? That's a good idea. Will it fit in your ear? Yeah. Is it too big?
Yeah, Kaylee had to hold it there. Okay. They want to know if you're still headed to Oklahoma.
John is taking off the end of July, and I will be behind him because I have to finish the tiny house. We are getting the wood stove put in here as soon as possible. I'm just trying to get everything done, and it's kind of slow going, but I have to have it finished before I come.
You can see the tin walls.
Yeah, you can see the tin walls, huh? We're trying really hard just to use reclaimed materials, and I'm not a carpenter by trade. I'm trying to learn how to be, but I'm not. And so it's kind of slow going. Hopefully it's not discouraging going, and it starts to come along.
Well, that's something I do want to talk about as well as some of the repurposing materials. But before we do that, I see it's shortly after 9:30, so that makes it I think trivia time here.
Sure does.
So let me set this up and. Okay, for the trivia, we have a few rules that we set up here. First one being you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window. And number 3, you have to send us an email with your address within 48 hours, and you send it to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. So having said that, and these questions have come direct from Julie. And the first one is, what does sheep's milk taste like?
What does sheep
No, you stop and don't lick my hand, or you will be excused.
My daughter used to do that. Or I used to spit on. I would spit on a rag and clean her face.
Okay, so far we have sweet, goat's milk, sweet, yumminess,
Clover.
Sweet, cow's milk.
Nope. No, Mel, not like the goat, not as sweet. You're way off. Blew me away when I heard the answer. Nope, not grass.
Not butter. Somebody else is saying that they have a 6-year-old there that licks her hand.
Yeah, Jatan.
Yeah, it's charming. It's just charming.
Sheep's milk, cream, tea.
Tawana got it.
Tawana Lynn.
You're
breast
the winner.
milk. You're the winner.
$2.
Okay,
Good
Tawana.
job. Somebody was paying attention.
Yeah, we need for you to send us your address via email, and we'll get your prize out to you. So
Yeah, just ask B Lady. She got her $2 this week also.
Oh, that's right. Bee Lady. I talk to her a lot. I absolutely love her. And she does such a good job with the bees.
Yep, she's on here.
Is she on tonight?
Yes, she is. She's one of our moderators. Yes, ma'am.
Yay.
okay.
She's awesome. She has a great channel if people want to do bees.
Somebody wants to know if you do kombucha.
We do?
Okay. And sauerkraut and yogurt.
I don't do sauerkraut as much. My mom does sauerkraut a lot, and let's see, what was the last one? Yogurt. We do make yogurt. We like to get our start from New England Cheese Company, and we actually like to use the is it creme fraiche? I think it's the creme fraiche starter, and we actually like to do that. It gives kind of a sweeter, firmer yogurt, and then if you don't eat it all, it just keeps firming up, and then you just put it in a cheesecloth and turn it into cheese. So if it gets as it gets older, it turns more into cheese, and then you just drain it. So it kind of gives you two foods in one.
Pickled Ham Production wants to know, does rendered duck fat go bad, or is it like G that will last for years?
It doesn't go bad if you keep it. Well, honestly, I don't know. We've never had it go bad. We have had it in the fridge for months, and I have one of the viewers that has my phone number decided to butt into the conversation by texting me. He's complaining that he didn't know what sheep milk tasted like. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? He's really good at messing me up. That is his sole purpose in life, is to come into my live chat to make me say stupid things. Okay, so we were talking. Okay, so ghee. Ghee, you can put it in bottles. Kind of.
It was either Will or Ken Beverly.
It was lard. You can put lard or tallow down in the basement in a sealed jar, and it'll stay good. I don't use that without superheating it, though. Anytime I have fat in a jar that is not refrigerated, I superheat it before I have it in food, because it can carry botulism. And so it's not like I'm taking it and taking a scoop out and putting it in baking. I only ever use it for things like sauteing, where it gets really hot. And I've only ever kept the duck fat in the fridge. But that's just because we go through it really fast, and I never tried to take it out of the fridge. It's where I happen to put it.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about the repurposing, the saving of money. Obviously, money makes the world go round, so to speak. And
so the bill collectors tell us.
Yeah. But
right.
But obviously, most people that have any type of homesteading at all pretty well do their best on repurposing, reusing, recycling. I know, well, just for example, a friend of mine, we have torn down some decks just to get free wood. Just all kinds of different things. How do you folks go about it? I know you recycled into a shower. Build an outdoor shower.
What is it? I think the easiest and the most important thing about homesteading is to have a parent that is at home. I don't think you can have both parents working on a homestead, because there always needs to be somebody home to check on things. And the other most important part of that is that they need to be home to be able to harvest free items. When I was still early in my YouTube years and it wasn't making any money, and we needed extra money for the homestead, I would chase down the tree trimmers. And I would chase them down, and I would get free wood. I would get free mulch. It meant that we could burn our wood burning stove for free instead of spending $120 per cord, because even at that time, John's back was still bothering him. So I would get free mulch. I would go get hay for cheaper because I could come get it when other people couldn't. And so I think that the stay-at-home spouse in a homestead saves as much money as the person who's working is making. At least that was the case for us, is that we lived at double the life quality of life, even though we didn't make all that money. Most of it was actually saved. And so a truck was kind of necessary. I had a truck and I had a trailer so I could go get things. Nice, good pair of gloves was important. It wasn't always easy because I had little kids that I was hauling around in heat and stuff like that. But it definitely saved us a lot, and made my YouTube videos more interesting, honestly.
Well, I know I've told Sherry, I said I could probably live in a tiny house, but I'd have to have a huge garage.
Well, there is that for sure.
The term hoarder. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they also call them preppers and homesteaders and farmers. Yeah. I think it just depends on.
I need to save this. You never know when it might come in handy.
Exactly.
40 years later. Where did I put that? Under what pile?
Well, and I think there is something to that. We lived in we're living next to our 2,300 square foot house now. And when we first moved in for the first couple of years, we didn't even use the basement. We just didn't need that much space. And the sad thing was that over time, people kept giving us things that okay, you're going to need to go out if you can't stop making noise, okay? The thing is that over time, people kept giving us free stuff that we felt like we couldn't say no to. And it became kind of unbearable trying to get through it all, trying to manage it all, trying to keep it clean. And that got really hard because I was outdoors all day homesteading, but then I'd come inside at night and need to make dinner, but everything was such it was so difficult to find things. And so when we left, we sold all of our food storage, and now it's really nice to be very intentional about how we put food storage and prepping back together, because we're only bringing in the things that we really need, and we're trying really hard to make sure we cycle through it very quickly so that we don't get into that panicky hoarding mentality again, because we really had it bad. We had 2 years worth of food storage for ourselves and our animals at any given time. That's
quite a bit.
It is. It's a lot.
Yeah. No, I don't think that we're so much on the food storage end of it like that, but I have a weakness for gathering lumber or materials.
Yeah.
Different things like that I hate to throw it away. I know I can use it someday.
Right.
We have a trailer in our driveway. Now, we've lived in this house for 5 years. We have an enclosed trailer.
A 20-foot trailer.
20-foot trailer that is packed like a Rubik's Cube. Literally. Our friend, his wife packed it. And it looks like a Rubik's Cube out. She got every imaginable spot, something in it. And we've been in it twice or 3 times in the last 5 years to get maybe 2 items out of it. Nothing has been touched. Obviously, if we haven't needed it in these last 5 years, we really don't need it at all.
Well, there is that, and it's one of the reasons why we decided to do the tiny house now, is because we're like, let's get it out of our system. If we don't really want to live tiny, if we don't really want to have that few of possessions, let's know now and kind of get on with our lives. There's that curiosity in the back of our minds. Could you do it? Do you need to do it? And for preppers, that is really scary to get rid of everything.
Oh, yeah.
But it does show you what you actually care about. What is it that I actually want to hold on to? What is it I actually want to spend my time doing? And for that, it has been incredibly valuable. I don't know that I necessarily want to live tiny, but I do want to live very intentionally with with more fluidity in my life than what we had when we had so much stuff that we were holding on to just for what if.
Well, I know that just here over the past month and working in the garden and building this planter box up here for you.
Planter
and
box.
I mean, I've used up a lot of the wood that's been sitting there for 5 years.
Well, that was our deck from the other house.
Well, yeah, sort of wood, but
Can you
I mean,
build me that deck again?
but that could have all been. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you could have just thrown it away or burned it or something.
Exactly.
But no, I kept it, and now it's gone to good use again.
Somebody has asked, or Jatan asked, what's your favorite way to flavor your kombucha?
For me,
Yes.
I don't flavor my kombucha. We drink it when it is still tasting a little bit like apple cider, and we don't actually drink a lot of it. We do drink it, but we don't drink a lot of it. I think the sugar content is still pretty high, and the alcohol content in it makes me a little lightheaded. And so if we've had a stomach bug or something, we'll drink it. John really likes to drink it when he's hot and on a summer day, that kind of thing. But the girls and I drink it more like medicinally. But John has a better tolerance for all the sugar and alcohol that's in it, so I don't flavor it.
Well, they're all saying how baby boomers are the hoarders.
Yeah, I'm not.
Did you notice that?
Baby boomers are the hoarders.
We are in the baby. You and I are in the baby boomer era.
You think?
Yes, we are. 50s.
Okay. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about, Julie? I mean, just.
I don't know. I guess I like to talk lately. What's been on my mind a lot lately has been dreams that people have of things they want to do, and how nice it is to take a dream and fulfill it, and then kind of decide what you want to do with the rest of your life. Because I feel like the dreams that a lot of people have, like with the homesteading and the debt free and all those kinds of things, that people have an assumption about what life will be like once they fulfill that dream. And I think really what happens is that when you fulfill a lot of those dreams, what you find is at the heart and soul of that dream is something meaningful to you to kind of teach you what you want to do with the rest of your life, even though that one dream is fulfilled. Like for us with the tiny house, is that I came into it assuming that it was going to do one thing for us, and it didn't do that. It didn't suddenly make everything harmonious and wonderful, and now I don't have too many belongings, because now I have a hard time figuring out where to put my belongings, and I don't have a shower, and we don't have a toilet. We have a porta potty, that kind of thing. But what it has taught me is that the values that I had that made that a dream are important to me, and that it is okay for me to shape my life around those values. But I don't necessarily have to hold on to the dream. I don't have to stay so lockstep with that dream that if I let go of parts of that dream, it means the dream had no value. Instead, it means once you fulfill the dream, pick out the parts that you care about it and continue with that, rather than feeling like a failure if you get into the process and find that it isn't what you expected or wanted it to be.
So you're just enhancing and altering as things go along and rolling with the flow, so to speak.
Yeah, I think a lot of people go into dreams and think that if they didn't fulfill the whole thing, then they failed. When in reality, I think what it means is, okay, you go into homesteading thinking the way you want is a dairy farm, and that you're going to make your living off of. And what instead happens is you go into dairy farming and find out instead that you want to raise rabbits. And that you can make a living raising rabbits, but does it mean you failed because you didn't become a dairy farmer?
Sure.
No, it means that you got into your dream and you realized you were still in the middle of real life, and to tweak it for happiness rather than out of embarrassment for like, well, I told all my friends and family I was going to do it this way and I didn't do it that way, but now I have to stick to my guns so they don't make fun of me. Instead, it's like, I don't know if humility is the right word, or just forgiveness. Forgive yourself for having an ideal that turned out not to bring you happiness, and instead go with what brings you happiness.
We do have a question here that was asked by the Holler Homestead. Julie, what's the favorite part of the homestead life? What's your favorite part of the homestead life?
My favorite part of the homestead life. I'm a bit of a hermit. A bit might not be a big enough bit. I'm quite the hermit. I honestly think the reason I like to homestead is I don't like to go grocery shopping. I don't like to go out around people, and so I'd rather just create my food at home so that I never have to leave. And so that would be my guilty secret, is that I am such an introvert that I would rather get my fingernails dirty and garden than go to the grocery store.
Well, and I've noticed you're kind of I want to do a person. I've seen that in a lot of your videos where you just jump right in and do your best.
Yeah, I think there is a point where if you're not going to do interesting things with your life that you want to, what are you going to do? I think at that point it just becomes about entertaining yourself, which doesn't feel like you have anything to show for it at the end of the day. If you want an outdoor shower, figure out how to build an outdoor shower. And if it's not perfect the first time, you fix it until you like it. But otherwise, I could just sit here and look at pictures of outdoor showers for weeks on end and then feel depressed because I don't have one. And so, yeah, for me, a lot of the homestead is about the adventure. Can I do it? This thing that I think I could do. Can I really do it? Well, nobody's telling me I can't. So I guess I will. I'll do it.
Well, let's also talk just a little bit about some of the bad side of YouTube, where you get. Have you ever been to the point where you just want to say, "I'm never doing this again"? And
oh wow, I think I did that 3 weeks into my YouTubing career, and then again 3 months into my YouTubing career, and then it's 6 months into my YouTubing career, and every time it feels like it's the end, where you're just like, I would rather scrub toilets in a zoo. Like, I would rather scrub them with my toothbrush than be a YouTuber. There are those moments, and it's one of the reasons why we went on the long road trip, was because I really wanted to meet the people behind the screens. It felt so incredibly one-sided at that point. Like, everybody could see my face and see all the mistakes I was making or all the achievements, but there weren't any real people to touch, and it felt very empty. And so going and staying with Deep South Homestead, and going and staying with Just So Trish, and everybody else that we already knew so well, and we loved them so much, and then to see them in person, it felt like coming home, and it really felt like family, which is really what we felt like we needed in order to be able to keep going, because you get a lot of hate, and it's really hard not to care. Sometimes the most innocuous videos that you think couldn't offend anybody, or you did them to be silly, and you didn't mean any harm in them, or you just made a mistake. And those can be the videos where instead of 1 or 2 people seeing them, everybody seems to have seen them, and everybody hates you. For the one video, I had everybody that was Christians hated me. And then I did another video where everybody that was liberal hated me. And I have the same channel, but people hated me for different reasons on these different videos, and it was real. And it makes it feel out of control, and it makes it feel very exposed.
Well, I agree with you. We have seen some of this with some different channels and stuff, and frankly, I just don't bother. I just don't have time for that stuff. It's not going to bother me. I guess we have our little troll sitting here.
Yeah.
Right.
That's our mascot for the streams. The dog is our mascot for the channel, but no.
I think
go ahead.
The hardest part about that is that it's one thing if it's something that you do for fun, and it's another thing if you do it to make your living with it. And you can make some really big mistakes really easily, not intending to, which is another reason why it's really good. If you're going to make YouTube a career, don't make it the only eggs in your basket, because you can recover from things, but because it is your livelihood, It's like a company having a recall on all their products. If you make this one stupid video that everybody sees and everybody hates you, it's like a recall and it takes months to regain your credibility after a video like that. And yet it's not like you made the video like that on purpose. It's just that you didn't know people would hate it. And so for somebody who's a professional YouTuber, those kind of things are really unsettling because of what it does to your livelihood for your family.
Yeah, it's probably like a yo-yo. I mean, one word can big time affect views, income, the whole shot. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, you know, it's just about that time again. So let me bring it up.
Bring it up.
Okay, we'll go over the rules one more time. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window. And you must send us an email with your address within 48 hours so we can send you your $2 bill. That email is addressed to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Now this next question may be very easy for some and it may be very difficult for others. But Julie has more channels than DirtPatcHeaven. And she has I think she termed it a beauty channel. So the next question, the next trivia question, if everybody's ready, what is the name of Julie's beauty channel? The chat just came to a stop.
Sure did.
Everybody's
they're all on the
searching.
internet.
They're all on the internet searching.
They all have another tab open.
Oh, I'm disappointed in you guys. You all should know that.
They all have another tab open so they can look.
If my old timers were on here, they would just type it in. Everybody must be new.
DirtPatcHeaven.
Faith, I don't think that's it. Coco DirtPatcHeaven. I just can't see her selling Avon.
Nope.
Oh, Lemonade Farm knows it, but they have plenty of $2 bills, so they're going to give someone else the chance.
Dirt Patch Beauty, Braid Girls.
I'm going to get that Jeopardy clock going here.
What is the name of my beauty channel?
You have a beauty channel?
I'm speaking. I'm speaking on behalf of Julie.
I was wondering, there's something here I don't know.
That really surprises me that some of the oldies but goodies don't chime in and say. They're being really quiet tonight. I know they're watching because they keep texting me.
Thank you, Pickled Ham, for your compliment on the screen here.
Adventures Aardvark said somebody's close.
See? He knows.
And Lemonade Farm knows too. Says, come on, people. Yep.
I haven't posted anything in it in a long time.
It's been a while.
About I think a year or so.
Oh, has it? I would have thought it would have even been longer, but maybe it's only been that long. I bet it's been longer. In a long time. It's before we went on our trip.
Pioneer Girls.
What's that?
Pioneer Girls. Somebody is guessing.
No. That's funny.
Yeah, planting seeds for life. Just said that. This is too funny.
Well, the reason I started that channel was because all my muscly men who wanted to watch me build things got really tired of every once in a while with me popping in showing how to use mascara. And so I did a whole nother channel because all my men were getting so frustrated with me. Back then it was like I was 70% male audience, and so I couldn't ostracize all my men by putting makeup on my channel.
Dirt Patch Mary Kay?
No. This is so funny.
Okay, bee lady. You love her makeup channel.
What's the name?
What's the name? Tawana Lynn knows, but they can't say. Why not, if you know it?
Well, she won.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It just dawned on me.
Yeah, if my people who are always watching my channel are here, they would have won the last one too, wouldn't they?
Yes.
That's funny. I guess that means I need to get out and make another couple videos on it and resurrect it. It's just not very glamorous here in the tiny house without a shower, you know?
Oh, who was it? Yes,
Oh,
bee
yeah.
lady, you already won.
Yeah.
And you got more goodies in your package than just the $2 bill.
Yeah.
Somebody asked about the shower. See if I can. Any plans on adding a water tower to your outdoor shower for increased pressure in hot water?
The girls and I can shower with, and we put a bigger nozzle on, so it takes about 3 gallons with a bigger nozzle. It only takes like 3 quarts of water if we use the one that's more of just the spray. So I don't see any reason to have more water pressure. It cleans us just fine. If we're gonna wash our hair, we use a bowl instead of the spray. And that works well. And the girls have to haul all the water from the well. We don't have a hose or running water. We haul it from the well. So the bigger the tank is, the more water they have to haul. And it seems unkind to have them fill a 50-gallon tank, since they only get 2 gallons at a time and they have to walk it. So no, I don't want to do a pressure tank. One of the reasons is that in the winter it would be useless. We just freeze too solid here, and so I have to figure out some kind of bathing situation here in the little house for winter, because it would be too cold outside to bathe in the winter anyway. And that will be interesting because we have wood floors in here, so it'll be very interesting to figure out what I come up with.
Adventurous Aardvark, you are close, but I don't think we can give you a CR yet.
What did he guess? He knows what it's called.
He says natural healthy.
No.
What is De Jesus?
Which one?
That was a misdirect.
Right there.
No.
Okay. Gotcha. She's closest.
Oh, I'm giving clues. Yeah, adventurous Aardvark is giving clues.
Yeah, I know.
De Jesus is closest.
Who?
Right here.
You're supposed to be in bed.
Yeah, Doc.
You're supposed to be...
The Jesus Family Farms is pretty darn close.
What about Faith Abounds? I think she...
Where are you? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Faith Abounds. But did she win?
I don't remember. I'd have to go look, tell you the honest truth.
We'll get in bed.
But it's been more than your...
4 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the answer to this question, and everybody has to go check it out and sub her now. Everybody in here has to go sub her. is natural happy. One word. Natural happy.
Now I'll have to go put a new video up just so everybody won't be super disappointed.
We'll just put in a different picture and re-upload it and make it a newer video.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a good idea. I guess I could do a how to be glamping and still look glamorous, because that's easy to pull off.
Okay, I'll tell you what. This is it De Jesus Family Farms?
Yeah, they were.
You send us your address as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
You send us your address as well, and who's the other one? Faith.
Yeah, Melody. Faith Abounds.
Yeah, Melody. You send us your address, and we'll just give them both to you.
Danny, did you want some makeup? Did we miss something in the while we were trying to watch everybody's channel name? It was you and Grizz, right? You wanted a do-over?
That would be fun, especially with facial hair. I haven't ever tried to do facial hair and makeup on the same face. I haven't tried.
Grizz talked about it too. Now there would be a challenge.
But if we did camo would be fun.
He needs braids in his beard. I mean, his is long enough.
I love that.
Yeah, he would need some braids.
I love that. Yeah.
Aren't you glad you're here, Grizz, so we can pick on you?
Okay, I just to make everybody aware, we've done our hour. We've never stopped at an hour. So we don't have to stop at an hour right now, but Julie is the guest, and if she wants to go on, we'll go on for a little bit.
Well, John has popped in. Did you want to come say hi, babe?
Oh, absolutely.
Otherwise,
Melody
she's giving
wants
me the stink eye.
Melody wants a video of you, of makeup of you, a makeover. She says a video of Daryl.
Oh, that would be fun. I think I'll have to practice on John first. I'm not sure what he'd think of that. Well, I have little girls out there,
yes,
not in bed, and a husband.
Yes,
too.
you do.
And it would be one thing if we didn't have a tiny house, but we all sleep in the same room, and so they're all looking at me like, "I'm so tired, Mom. Can I go to bed? Would you let me in my bed now?" So if you guys are good, or if you guys want to keep having the conversation, and I'll run and put kids to bed.
Oh, no, that's fine, Julie. With your situation, we totally understand. We appreciate the hour you gave us. It was wonderful.
Yeah, and maybe we can do it again. I think everybody's had a good time.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Sounds good. We can do that again.
So, unless there's any other questions coming up very, very quickly here, we're going to leave her go.
Everybody's saying thank you, and they love they love your tiny home.
Yeah, and Danny says it would be a challenge with him for the makeup, I guess.
I'm sure.
maybe we can get Patera to do that for a class next October, Danny.
That would be fun.
And Tawana Lynn still wants to see Mr. Dirt. I don't know why.
Here, babe, can you bring a face in? Here, I can point you. I can point it at the door. Are you not feeling pretty?
Very well or very pretty.
He's not feeling pretty. He says he's having a bad hair day.
A bad hair day.
Had those.
I mean, if you see my hair, I'm having a worse hair day. So, but hey, I won't show you. He appreciates the offer.
So good.
But he just showered, and his hair really is sticking out in 15 different directions.
People pay to have that done.
Yeah,
right? They do.
That's big dollars.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, folks, we're gonna close it down here, and we appreciate everybody coming. Wish you a very good week. Happy holidays tomorrow, or
safe July 4th.
Safe July 4th. Leave the fireworks to the pros and all the other stuff that you should be doing. Anything else?
Not that I can think of. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate it.
We'll be back next week with Living on a Dime.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
So thank you, and we will see you all later.